like to ask you a question. When you donate money to a charity, what percentage of your donation do you think actually goes to the cause you donated to?
Not much.
Not more than that, but yeah, it's not much. Officially, it's around 70%, according to Channel 4 News Fact Checker, this is in the UK. However, it's far more likely that it's around 40 or 45% in the case of most charities, once you take into account the administrative overheads. It's hard to tell because there's basically no transparency in the sector. An example that demonstrates this quite well is in 2010 after the Haiti earthquake. The American Red Cross raised over $448 million. They spent 24% of this on top of their 19% administrative costs managing their partner organizations, who then also spent money on their own administrative costs. We don't know how much money actually reached the people of Haiti because neither the American Red Cross nor their partners are willing to open their books to the public. This is systemic across the sector, particularly among large multinational organizations that frequently starve more efficient, smaller organizations of the funds they need to operate. This is despite the fact small organizations are generally more culturally and practically equipped to deal with the problem. These frontline organizations received just 1.6% of global funding in 2015. This is despite accounting for 90% of deaths in the line of duty for aid workers in the same year. These organizations simply cannot meet the global network of donors they need to get the funds they need to operate. And even when they can, they face another problem, middlemen. This includes regional middlemen who try to take a cut. This would be your bureaucrats, petty criminals, government officials. It also includes bank fees and transfer costs. Money coming into Africa is incredibly important to their economy. In fact, outside remittances make up 27% of Liberia's economy. Despite this, the average transaction fee is 9.4%. This cost Africa $3.4 billion in 2017 and makes it almost impossible for small NGOs and non-profits to operate effectively. The fact is, the fundraising sector is broken. It's dominated by large vested interests who have no interest in fixing any of the problems. But there is a solution. It's Expo Squared. We are a marketing platform designed to bring NGOs in contact with a global network of donors and to maximize the amount of good every donation people like you makes. In other words, we want to maximize your net social impact. How do we do this? Well, we use multi-channel marketing techniques to drive donors to a customized, SEO-optimized microsite that we built. Our team is mostly marketers. Our CEO, Don Einhorn, has extensive experience. He's basically an SEO wizard. Our microsites often outrank a charity's own website within 2 weeks. We do take a commission, like other platforms in the sector. However, they don't support their causes, and most of them fail. We support our NGOs and our non-profits every step of the way, so they don't just get funded, they exceed their funding expectations. Once a user is driven to the site, there's a few ways that we can get money for the non-profits. The first is direct donation. This is more traditional. It's something you might expect to see. They just give money, $10, $20, $30, $50, hopefully find other causes they care about, and come back and be repeat donors. Another way we can raise money is through corporate partnerships. We've already done this with Diamond CBD in Kenya and in the Philippines. They've helped to plant over 8,000 trees in Ngong Forest, and they've run charity drives in Manila to help deprived children get the food, clothes and blankets they need to survive. We run a third-party marketing campaign on behalf of these organizations. This raises their profile, the profile of Expo Squared, and most importantly, the profile of the charity in question. The third and most interesting thing we have is the Expo Squared cashless donations extension. This is already live. If you want to try it out, just Google Expo 2 cashless donations and go to the Chrome store, and you can add it like any other app. We'll send this out to Firefox and Opera shortly. If you can use Chrome, you can install it. It's very simple. And once you've done it, you get to choose your charity you'd like to support. In this case, we use Expo Squared. Now, this is a smart hub. Whenever you visit a site like Target, who you would normally go to shop at, you now get taken to a unique affiliate ID. This ID is customized for each charity and will ensure an industry average of around 6 to 8% of your donation is given directly to that charity. It doesn't require you to spend a cent more than you ordinarily would, and the users do not have to change any of their habits. This is a unique idea that nobody else has attempted before, and it removes all friction from a donation. There's literally no reason not to use this. It doesn't cost you anything. Another way we try to help NGOs is by getting influencers involved. These people might not have capital to donate directly, and they might not have purchasing power to buy things regularly online. What they do have is influence. They can use their social networks to help a cause they care about by joining our Expo Squared Ambassador program. We will craft them a post for the causes that they want to be involved with and help them spread it online. We call this turning a selfie into a help group. We believe that Expo Squared can change the world. We can remove all the friction associated with a donation. We can connect small non-profits with a global network of shared donors, and we can break the stranglehold of large NGOs on the fundraising sector by ensuring the money flows into the hands of the people who are doing the most good. We can also tap into the global e-commerce market and turn it into a force for good. There's some problems we still face though. We have to deal with bank fees and currency exchange costs, which will definitely eat into the net social impact we're making. And we need to make sure that our money gets where it's supposed to and not into the hands of middlemen. We also need to be able to demonstrate to our donors that we're doing what we say we are and sending the money to the NGOs. And we also need to be able to show that our NGOs are doing what they say they're doing. We have to do this while protecting the anonymity and identity of our donors. And we need to be able to make sure we can get funds to organizations in remote areas who might not have access to traditional banking facilities. In other words, we need to remove the final layer of friction before we donate. I believe that Toda provides the keys we need. They're a scalable, global, borderless, and secure payment solution. They provide confidentiality and transparency as well as security, and they have an ecosystem of incredible partner companies whose knowledge we can draw upon. They will help us provide a seamless donation experience and remove that final layer of friction. How could this work? Well, if you take our current donation flow, a user goes to the microsite and they would make a donation. Currently, we process that through Stripe and potentially PayPal as a backup. The user gets no direct confirmation beyond our receipt. The money has gone where it's supposed to, and the NGO has to wait for the funds to come in. Our solution is still better than anything else out there because it gets money to the people who are actually making a difference. But there's still friction points and there's still fees that we can't avoid until we do this on Toda. The user does the same thing, that doesn't change. But now a smart contract with the Toda.Network can be executed and the money is instantly transferred to an NGO for a fee of, I don't know, maybe 0.5%. This maximizes the net social impact. We can also use that same smart contract to trigger an incremental net social impact for the donor for every donation they make, so they can keep track of the good they've done. This is a significant incremental improvement over our current model, which I believe is already revolutionary. To get a little bit more specific, we could use this in Africa to avoid that 9.4%. By going through Toda, we can get a smart contract trigger even when using our cashless donations extension. This way, the non-profit will receive all of their money, and again, the user can see exactly how much good they've done over the lifetime of being a member of our platform. This encourages them to keep using it and keep coming back, and it also opens up a third opportunity. We can use the Toda.Network to leverage influencers. Currently, they can see what they're doing through engagement levels, through being able to see what conversion rates they get. This is data we already gather. However, there's nothing tangible and no tangible feedback. What we can do instead is plug all of that data through an extension that then puts it into a smart contract on the Toda.Network. The Toda.Network can then turn this into something tangible, which I'm going to call a net social impact token. This will automatically credit the influencer with something that they can measure, and then we can potentially turn this into a marketplace where they can buy rewards like badges, overlays, and potentially even physical products. Toda's technology will allow us to meet our goal of being at least 10 times better than any existing solution. They can decrease transaction times, they can ensure our platform is scalable, and most importantly, provide the transparency and security we need to get the confidence of donors, non-profits, and companies alike. Before we go to questions, there's one more thing I'd like to say. On June 4th, we're starting our rewards crowdfunding campaign. Why a rewards campaign? Because our platform is built for every man, woman, and child on the planet, and we want to give everybody a chance to contribute to creating it. People will be able to choose from rewards when they contribute, ranging from a handwritten note from a child who money will directly help, to branded Expo Squared merchandise like t-shirts and caps, up to rare prints of African art, and even a safari if you're feeling adventurous. I'll be happy to answer any questions you have now, or you can email me afterwards or find me after the conference, and Sasha can answer the more complicated technical things.
Thank you so much. So, I think we have time probably for one question, or it's probably better we get going with mine. We're running a bit late. Saul's going to be around. We can...
Sure.
I just want to say one thing, that it's super extraordinary what they're doing. We measured that if you give $10 billion to somewhere in the emerging market, based on data that has been reported by the Gates Foundation and McKinsey and others, the money touches 100 hands in 2 years and 2 months. The friction on that money, if you were to calculate it, if it's 2.5% over 3 years, 96% of that money gets extracted out. So that was not even shown in this demo. This is above and beyond what Toda and XPO2 do together, and that's what the baby is capable of delivering to the world, where when they get it, they run it. They have network, they have smartphones, and they have the people, and that's all it needs to run. No extraction of wealth from that point onwards. Thank you.